welcome to Paytiko's webinar. It's the second one that we're doing, and I'm glad you guys are all here. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Svet, and I'm working in the business development department of Paytiko. And today I'm going to share with you some of the tools that we provide merchants and they use to increase their payment approval ratios. And of course, before we get to the tools, I'm going to share from our experience in the company certain situations and certain setups that actually our clients come to us and they have in place, and basically how we can make sure that we take them from the situation that they are at this very moment and take them to the right place where they want to be. So thanks for joining. I see quite lots of people are here today. I'm gonna make a start. So yes, this is our webinar, how to increase the payment approval ratios with our system. Let me jump right onto it. So one of the main things that happens when clients come to us is the following. So basically, the first thing is they share what they have as a current payment setup. In most of the cases, as you can see from the screen, these different bullet points, we have the following. So first, they have a few, sometimes even only one payment service provider who's actually providing the payment service for their online businesses, which is not enough. One payment service provider is not enough. There is no support. There is no secure of the payment flow. Second thing is, if you have even 2 or 3 different payment service providers, usually they give you access to multiple dashboards. And every single time when you need to control and monitor the transactional flow, you need to log into these multiple dashboards. And it's quite hard because it takes lots of efforts and, of course, human force. Of course, having only 1 or 2 different payment service providers limits your payment methods. Most of the time, when clients come to us, they have only one payment as a type, and usually these are card payments. Or card payments, yes, they are a good option to accept online payments. However, the world of technology is growing and changing every single day, so multiple payment flows are much better than having only one payment type. The next thing they experience with working with payment service providers on their own is the long application process. So it takes them ages to get through the whole compliance procedure. It takes them ages to get in touch with representatives from the payment providers themselves, back and forth with the messages. It takes lots of time, and it could be very frustrating. Difficulties in communication. This is something that it's always a very significant point in terms of communication between merchant and payment service provider. Many different payment providers and merchants as well are using different communication channels. So again, it's frustrating. You need to have all the different setups in place to communicate with the payment providers. The procedure of compliance itself is also complicated. So working with 2 or 3 different payment service providers requires to go through the whole compliance procedure with every single one of them. Again, it requires effort, people, lots of documentation, sharing, and it's a friction for managing online payments. And of course, there's a high rate of declined transactions, considering that there is no communication between the transactions. There is no support in terms of the transactions. And this is something that every single client that comes to us has experienced before. And they say my approval rate at the moment is like 50% or 60% or 70%. So they're losing this decline transaction, this is a clear revenue that they're losing. What's happening afterwards? So having this setup as a merchant basically brings all the challenges. First one is lack of business relationship. So please consider that as a merchant, it's very hard to develop a business relationship with specific payment service providers. You're just one of many. They have thousands of merchants that they communicate on a daily basis, and it's hard to develop business relationship with them. The next thing is the compatibility between systems. So very often it's a hard job. It requires new technologies. It requires the skills to manage between all the different payment structures. And when there is lack of compatibility, that can actually decrease the revenue that you have as a merchant. The next thing is the reach that you have as a merchant. Your business cannot reach lots of clients when you don't have all the payment methods. So nowadays, as I told you, lots of businesses are turning into the modern and contemporary payment methods. Very often they're turning even into crypto ones. And having one or two payment providers only supporting card payments cannot provide you with the option to accept crypto payments. So it's again lack of the infrastructure. Bureaucracy, the whole process of dealing with paperwork within the different payment service providers and doing the same thing again and again and again could be very frustrating. And of course, that basically brings a lost revenue in terms of the performance of the business. So what we have in terms of solution to all these situations. So when the client comes to us with their setup and with the challenges that they're facing, of course, we have answer for all of this. We provide a network of over 550 payment service providers, and to make sure that we're gonna actually support and provide a stable payment service, we're ready to provide multiple setup to multiple payment service providers, which means when the merchant uses us as a gateway company, we're going to connect their business, their online presence to multiple payment service providers. That's number one. Second thing is for the transaction handling, we have designed and developed on the back end of our software smart routing. And as I'm going to explain in a bit, you're going to see how the smart routing actually works and how the smart routing is a way to increase the revenue for you as a merchant and basically reach the performance that you're looking for. The next thing that we offer is based on the payment service providers themselves. So considering you get multiple payment service providers from us, based on the location and based on the chosen payment method, we create specific orders in terms of payment service providers. That basically supports the payment flow, and it makes it secure and it makes it stable. We have an AI-driven technology that actually works on the back end and takes all the criteria and all the recommendation in terms of payment method, payment provider, IP of your client, and the setup initially done, and put everything together to make sure that's gonna show and redirect the setup so transactions can go through smoothly. And we're not talking only about the pay-in transactions, we're talking also about the payouts, when you actually have to send money to clients. This is very common situation in terms of brokers that we serve, or in terms of the prop companies that we serve as well. So geotagging is again another tool that we provide to the clients based on the merchant's client's location. Our system shows the most relevant payment methods. And again, based on the geotagging, it creates the specific order that every single payment attempt goes through. But I'll get to that in a bit. Of course, the main thing here is that we put the connection between you as a merchant to the multiple payment service providers under a single dashboard. So it's much easier for you to control and manage first the setup itself of the PSPs, and secondly, all the transactional flow. So you have a single dashboard, we provide you with access to it, and in this dashboard, you have all the payment service providers connected to. So we've already made the integration to the services. So you don't need to do anything in additional. And of course, the new service that we started recently is subscription-based service. So through our system, you can accept automated payments, which means your clients come to your website, they make one-time purchase, and you receive the payment. But also now you can have a subscription-based service using our single dashboard, which means every single month when the day is due, you're going to charge, the system automatically is going to charge your end consumer, and you're going to receive your payment. So subscription-based service, the way it's well known. So these are the solutions that the merchants actually get when they come and work with us. What are the benefits of having Paytiko on board and using a single dashboard to control and manage the whole transactional flow of the business, and actually having a unified payment system to connect to a network of PSPs? Let me go to the next one. So number one is we are ready to share our business network. So we've been doing this business for so many years now, and we have established good relationships with the payment service providers. And that's why having the initial conversation with you as a merchant will help us to understand your business properly and basically to recommend the most relevant payment service providers in terms of locations, in terms of the payment methods that you want to use, and in terms of the setup itself. So with us, you can have every single online payment method, which is super cool, because now if you have been using only a card payment, with us you can have everything else. We're talking about card payments, we're talking about crypto payments, we have the option to add alternative local payment methods as a payment option. You can use bank wires, of course, mobile payments, very popular, and of course crypto payments, something that is super fast, very secure, and the segment of crypto payments is growing. So many of the clients that we serve, they're actually experiencing a very good increase of the crypto transactions. So very, very popular payment method at the moment. Having us on board is going to give you access to all the payment methods, as I said. And this actually brings afterwards more clients. So I personally, I always like to use, when I make online payments, a digital wallet. Apple Pay is my preferred payment method, and I always use it because it gives me peace of mind of secure transactions. So digital wallets, card payments, crypto payments, alternative local payment methods. You're going to have access to all of these with only one integration with Paytiko's dashboard. Conversion rates, based on having lots of payment providers and multiple payment methods, conversion rates increases exactly because of having multiple streams of payments. for you as a business, it's important to settle your money to your bank account. But with us, we also give you the option to settle your money in crypto as well. As long as you have a crypto wallet for the business, there's multiple partners that you can use from our network, and they're happy to provide you with crypto settlements as well, which we all know it's tax beneficial. Our system basically gives you the option to turn your business into an international player right away. So you can access international clients right away on the spot. As long as you can provide the service internationally, you can accept the payment internationally without any issues. So we're an international company and we support international payments from every single country around the world, excluding the sanctioned ones, of course. There's good reasons for that. And last but not least, everything that we have discussed now is available in a very straightforward and systemized reporting dashboard. So you have the options to analyze all the numbers based on locations, based on currencies, based on payment providers, payment methods, literally any single criteria that might be relevant to you as a business you want to keep track on. You have one dashboard to control the transactional flow, and in the same dashboard, you can have access to all the different analytics. So you can keep track on the business performance, use it to create marketing strategies, sales strategies, or any specifics related to the business performance. At the end of the day, using our system increases your revenue as a merchant. So another story that I want to share is something that we collect as a statement, as reports from the clients that start working with us. Most of the time, they come to us with a conversion rate in the range of around 60, 70%. And after a few months of operation, firstly, they're super happy of having Paytiko on board because of all the opportunities that we put on the table for them, but also the numbers talks as well. They report a significant increase of the conversion rate between 15 to 30%. So most of the time when they came with a quite high conversion rate, the range of 75%, they can get up to 90, for example. When they come with a very low one, again, the conversion rate increase with a significant percentage of 30 more. So number one, revenue increases based on the partnerships that we have with the payment service providers and based on the fact that we're going to connect you to multiple ones. And having multiple payment service providers keeps your flow secure. One of the most common things that they share, merchants share with us when they come is, I got my account canceled by a PSP. Fair enough, things like this happen based on the operations, based on the business, based on the transaction itself, but things like this happens. Maybe you have a question like, what if that happens? So I'm going to share with you now. When such a situation arise, what we do is actually, we have the option to redirect the transactional flow that this specific payment service provider handles to another one. So in case their services are down, or in case they canceled services to you for any subjective or objective reason, we have the option to redirect the transactional flow that they handle from this specific payment service provider to another one. So this is another way for us to make sure that your transactional flow is smooth. The second thing that we always do afterwards is basically help you to resolve this situation. you get a partner in the face of Paytiko that can basically facilitate the relationship that you're going to have as a merchant to payment service provider and help to resolve certain situations. Having multiple payment service providers and having the option to redirect this transactional flow is actually a good way to have very low or no downsides at all. So when it comes to that, we know that certain situations happen even with lack of service. For example, a couple of weeks back, we had a situation where a certain technology provider, I'm not going to say the name, but probably you all know what happened. They had their services down like for unknown time. And lots of payment service providers actually had their services down as a result. So yet we managed to redirect transactions from certain PSPs to another ones just to make sure that our merchants' businesses were running smooth. Of course, your revenue will increase based on the payment methods. You're going to have access with us to more payment methods than before. You're going to have all online payment methods available. This is a good way to increase the clientele, to reach more people, and to attract clients that have their own preferences in terms of how to make a purchase online. Transactional approvals is also a criteria that's going to increase. So let me just share a screen and explain how and what do I mean by saying that is, there you go. So this is, I hope it's visible now. Yeah, this is the, yeah, there you go. So this is the simple chart of how the payment goes through and what I mean by saying that transactional approvals. So every single time when the customer comes to your website, want to make a purchase, the payment attempt that actually goes in parallel between multiple payment service providers. So our system do that on the back end, and it's a very simple process. And this payment attempt is run through the system of different payment service providers until one of them actually confirms the payment attempt, and you get notification as a merchant that a payment has been made. It's very simple, it's secure, it's invisible for the end consumer, and basically it's happening during the payment processing itself. So this is the smart routing that actually increases transactions with the range of 15 to 30%. So considering the revenue that you have at the moment, multiply that by 15 to 30%, and you can imagine how much more money you can make as a merchant from your business. Simple as that. Right, let's jump back to the presentation. There you go. Right. And of course, when you have more conversion rates, when you have more transactions that goes through, that automatically will decrease your losses and you decrease the declines, because it's when you don't have the system to keep track and to communicate the transactions themselves, it's very hard to keep track on how many transactions or how many payment attempts were made and how much money actually you made or how much money you lost. But having the Paytiko's dashboard, you get that as a result in terms of the reporting at the end. Tax benefits are something that also can increase your end revenue, because we all know that using crypto on the payment as a payment method could be very tax beneficial for certain setups and locations. We all know that. And of course, crypto transactions are the fastest and the cheapest on the market, which means plenty of opportunity to save money there. And of course, last but not least, again, you can become an international business right away. Sorry, what was that, Alex? Yeah. So having an online payment system that can actually accept payments internationally from multiple locations around the world can actually turn your business into international right away. Right. So again, having a payment gateway service from Paytiko is a huge advantage to you. Simply, I'm going to put it this way. We serve over 4,500 clients from multiple industries around the world. We have a huge network of payment service providers, as I told you, over 500 different ones. We support every single online payment method out there. We have good relationships with the payment service providers that we're ready to share with the merchants as well. And your business has the opportunity to become an international right away if you have our systems in place and work with you. So these are the ways and these are the tools that we provide merchants like you at this very moment. And I would like to invite you guys to join the big Paytiko family, get in touch with us, and actually have the initial conversation of how can we do the same for you. Simple as that. Right. This is all that I wanted to share with you based on the experience that we have and based on the cases that we deal with every single day. Now let's see if we have any questions. Oh, we have multiple questions here. Wonderful. Right. Let's start with the first one. What's the process? Yeah, so guys, if you have any questions, number one, please feel free to put them in the chat box. I'll go through them, make sure if I can answer all of them now. If not, we can do that in a one-to-one meeting as well. So me, together with my colleagues, will be happy to have one-on-one meetings with every single who is interested and basically provide you with more in detail, specific solution for your business case. So no problem at all. Let's see some of the questions. What's the process of getting approved for your many providers? How long does it take? A very good question. So the KYB procedure actually is done with us. So if you come and you're interested in our payment service, the KYB process, the KYB procedure is with Paytiko. So we ask for certain documentation, which every single company can provide. There is no complicated papers. And you go through the whole KYB procedure with us. In terms of how long does it take, so I don't want to like jump too high, but depending on the business case, it could go between a few hours to a few days, couple of days, for example. So we can be quite fast in terms of compliance procedure. And I'm super grateful to have all my colleagues on board and doing all the hard work in the background, so we can provide that service for you and basically simplify the procedure itself. If we have, next question, if we have existing relationship with PSPs, for example, Braintree, can we integrate those into service? So again, another good question that many of our clients ask and we see on every single day. We are happy to consider and discuss the payment service providers that you're using at the moment. And in case they are part of our partnership network, yes, you can keep using them through the Paytiko's dashboard. That's for sure. We can do the specific setups and keep using them through the dashboard as long as they are partners of ours. Next thing, next question. Does the smart order routing increase chargebacks because if certain PSPs are rejecting for fraud, others may allow? So let's make it clear. When the smart routing runs and takes place, it is a payment attempt, and it is if one, for example, PSP rejects the attempt and the second one actually approves it, this is counted only as one transaction, and you see at the end one successful transaction. So it's a simple process, and no matter through how many PSP is going to run the routing, basically the attempt is going to run through the routing, as long as it's successful, it counts only as one transaction. Question is no, it doesn't. Right, next thing, available on Shopify. Right, very good questions. We answer this question like, I don't know how many times a day. My colleague here is also like giving me thumbs up on the question. Thank you guys for this question. I want to make it clear, we do support Shopify businesses. There are certain specifics, of course, with the Shopify businesses, because probably you all know, if you have a Shopify store, that third-party integration are not available for Shopify online stores. However, we have a setup for Shopify stores, and if you want to know more details, please get in touch with us, and we're gonna be happy to provide the detailed explanation. But yes, our system is available for Shopify users. Next thing is a question for each provider. Do we as a company need to fill out new forms for each provider, or we give you the information and then you give to different providers? Again, very common question from merchants, and the answer is going to be useful for all of you guys. Once you've done the KYB procedure with us, and once we have the initial conversation of how's the business set up, what's the case, basically all the relevant information regarding the business, we're going to recommend you certain payment service providers, as I already said earlier. And then you happy, we happy, we're going to start introducing you to these payment service providers. So the KYB procedures with us, we're just going to start introducing you to them. Of course, they are the keepers of every single merchant's money, because Paytiko does not touch the money anywhere in the process. We're just provider of the infrastructure. So they gonna introduce, they just gonna have a very simplified procedure in terms of onboarding with you. Most of the time is us introducing you to them, and you as a merchant signing an agreement with them. Most of the time, this is it's very simplified, and it's quite faster than the usual approach if you go on your own. So that's why I said we are ready to share our network of partners, and we've worked hard to develop good relationships with them. So that's why the KYB procedures with us, and we're going to introduce you directly to the payment service providers. Can it work with digital banks like Wise, Aspire, Mercury? Right. So let's make it this way. For this specific question and person, hopefully we'll have the chance to have a one-on-one with you and give you an explanation, because we want to keep specific names, out of the presentation. But we do have very good payment solutions anywhere around the world in terms of specifics of every single business. So we'll be happy to, Abdullah will be happy to provide you with details and with specifics, and will be better for all of us if you have it one-on-one with you, just to make sure that we answer specifically for your business setup, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is it for today. I'm glad that you all guys joined, and thank you for the good questions. Hopefully it's useful for you. It was useful for you, and basically we'll be happy to have one-on-one sessions with everyone who's attending and everyone who's registered, just because we're going to have better understanding of your setup, of your current challenges. So I gave you the picture, the big picture of like a case, one specific case, how it could be. And it's a mixture actually of different clients with different specifics. So better for us is get in touch with us, have a one-on-one. We're going to show you the system. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to provide you with specifics for, let's say, the business, for the setup, for the locations you're looking for, or anything that actually you want to know. So one-on-one sessions are the best because we're going to personalize the solution and it's going to answer your business needs in the most relevant way. So this is why we prefer the one-on-one. Now I can talk generically, but it's better to have your proper details. I'm going to give you a personalized and how to say, made to measure solution. Right. This is it from me today. Thank you guys for joining. 35 minutes, more than enough, a quick session. I just wanted to share what's been going on and certain situations happening. These are the ways that we help merchants like you to increase the approval rates and basically increase the revenue and the money that they make from their online businesses. Happy to share more. Please use the communication channel. Give us a call. Visit our website, paytiko.com. There is a form that you can sign and request attention. So me or one of my colleagues is going to give you a call, and we will be happy to provide you with a demo and a proper personalized revision of your business and basically what can we offer back. So feel free to fill out this communication form so we can get in touch with you. All right, expect us. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hopefully next time another one, my colleague is going to do the next topic because we've got plenty to share and we want to make sure that these webinars will be straight on point, useful for you, and basically it gives you opportunity to develop your business. All right, thank you and bye-bye.